What's going on, boys and girls? Back again, Chosen Sports here with the boys. We got our new member Dylan here with us today. Dylan, want to say
D-Money.
It's
what's up?
going down.
Yeah, we got a little trio here now for the podcast moving forward. We're talking about today the Super Bowl recap, Super Bowl LV, the Buccaneers versus the Chiefs, Brady versus Mahomes. Was a crazy game. No one expected the way it turned out that it was, that ended up being. Honestly, I thought the Bucs were going to win from the start, as you guys could see from my bracket, but I did not think it was going to be a 31-9 victory with, the Chiefs not even scoring a touchdown. First time in Patrick Mahomes' career that he hasn't scored a touchdown in the start. So, I mean, it was just really impressive. The Bucs D really showed up. And I don't know, the whole game was just a complete whirlwind. I honestly, I didn't think that was how it was going to turn out. It was going to be a back and forth, close scoring game. A lot of lead changes. I thought it was going to finish within 3 points, to be honest. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, we were saying in the last pod, we didn't think it was going to be that big of a blowout. Like, that's crazy. Like, they had Pat Mahomes running around like a chicken with no head. He was pressured on like 52% of his dropbacks, like Super Bowl records. Like, it just goes to show like how big of a difference the Hogs are up front. And then like Brady on the other end, he only got pressured on like 4 dropbacks or something like that. The dude was clean all day.
Dude, that O line was really playing good for Brady. When he has time to throw, dude, he can just dice you up all over the field. That's the biggest thing. Like every time I've seen Brady take a loss in the playoffs or whatever, every team is getting pressure after him in all of his playoff losses. So it's like if you can't get any pressure on him, he's just gonna pick you guys apart. Kind of how he works and operates. And then the Chiefs on the other hand couldn't protect him at all. They were without both of their starting tackles, which is obviously a huge concern.
They're both like Pro Bowlers too.
Not just yeah, 2 Pro Bowl left tackles, right tackles. And then they're both out for for the whole playoff game there. And then they had, the number one rush and pass rush going against them, Sack Barrett and JPP and the blitzing crazy linebackers. David. So just a crazy.
That pass rush is unreal.
Oh yeah, they're going to be really good. If they can keep that front together, they're going to be scary.
Not an easy team to beat when you can't run the ball,
D-Money got the football helmet on his table. Look at that. He's already ready. Is that a Packers helmet?
No, I got no helmet.
Is that the fruit ball?
What happened?
So what's that, the fruit ball?
Yeah. Resting the phone on it.
If it works.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but no, I'm just thinking that front seven, if they can keep that intact, the Bucs will be just contenders just alone from that because their front seven's legit, and that secondary really shut up too. That young secondary only is getting better and better. Sean Murphy-Bunting lined up against Tyreek Hill for most of that game, and he did a tremendous job against Tyreek Hill. He's pretty much a non-factor. They were pretty much giving them all the dink and dunk stuff under the middle to Travis Kelce, but that didn't win you anything. You know what I mean? If they're not allowed to stretch the field, the Chiefs don't win. So
yeah, they really played him underneath, made him beat him in the short game, and it's just not Patrick Mahomes' way. He wants to go long all the time.
And I had a damn feeling in my heart. I almost put a lot of money on this too. I almost was going to bet this, but I had a feeling Gronk was going to have an absolute game, and he ended up showing up big and coming out strong. 2 touchdowns. Brady was looking for him all over the field. I think they completely, honestly, it felt like almost planned. I feel like they just didn't use him so people forget about him. And he looked faster. He looked stronger. He looked better. I don't even know. He came to play in the Super Bowl, and I was really impressed with Gronk. I was happy to see him do that. And Brady just looked phenomenal. So, I mean, both of them still got it at their old ages. And, Gronk isn't even that old, but, he did look a little bit rusty considering he was coming off the year of retirement throughout the year. But he still had a pretty decent year, had over 600-some yards. I think he had 7 or 8 touchdowns this year as well. So, didn't have a bad year regular season-wise, but, playoffs he was pretty quiet, so it actually surprised me. But I had a gut feeling in the Super Bowl he's going to show up, and he did. So.
I'd say hot take, dude. Brady and Gronk is better than Montana and Rice. I mean, I'd take them all day. How are you going to be able to stop Gronk when he's that big and he's actually on the field? And Brady's the GOAT, obviously.
Yeah.
There's no debate.
It's
talking
definitely
playoffs.
Yeah.
You got to go Brady Gronk all day. I mean, that's just that connection just wins Super Bowls, man. It's just proved it time after time.
Oh, yeah.
All the crunch games, it's just ever since Gronk came in the league, it's okay, Brady to Gronk, up the seam, you're not going to stop it. It's just they do just
it's coming.
Yeah.
You just can't do nothing about it.
You can't really find a guy that's that tall, that athletic, that fast, with that kind of catch radius, his unbelievable hands. He's a complete weapon, and Brady always puts it right in the fucking money, dude. You give him a second of time, and he's going to dice you up. You know what I mean? You need to get pressure on Brady, and the Chiefs did absolutely nothing to do that. They dropped back in coverage thinking they were going to stop Gronk and Godwin and Mike Evans and all these other crazy receivers. They got too much talent to do that. They're going to get open if you give them enough time. So they just didn't come with the right game plan. And I got to say, the Bucs really, really nailed their defensive game plan. They did a tremendous job, got a ton of pressure. And Mahomes literally was like you said, he was running with a chicken with no head, man. He got a snap, and there was 3 guys in the backfield before he could even take a breath. You know what I mean? So
he made some
Chiefs. Just like Brady, you can't give Mahomes enough time to throw. And they didn't. They made him run around. His receivers weren't getting open because they were playing like a prevent. They had like 2 or 3 safeties back there, but they were also pressing the receivers at the line. So they literally just didn't give him any options at all. And they just literally blitzed their front 4 a lot of the time, and they were just getting pressure. And on top of that, just switched up a couple linebacker blitzes. But whatever they did worked. So props to them.
Absolutely. Those linebackers are just too fast.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were about to say it, but Mahomes is still making some crazy throws.
He made some of the best throws
ever in the history of the game could make. Like he was like spinning around, like getting tackled, and then he was like in midair, like throwing like on a dime, and it was like you were just like feeling for him. You were like, it's like, damn, I don't want him to win, but like he's like giving it everything, and he's like bad.
This is 100%
like getting surgery on.
But I'm not sure it was 3rd or 4th down. He did this side throw.
Yeah.
It was right on the money. Hit the guy in the face.
That's what I'm saying. Wow. I mean, this game was not at all on
left and right when he somehow got it off. Still, it's like, dude, like really, like this dude's doing.
He was trying to make it happen, but he just couldn't.
Bro, like
Mahomes is unbelievable. Mahomes has had to improvise on almost every snap.
How did he? Yo. Hey, yo, he is a magician. I'm convinced. Who? Number 15. The one that just be spinning out of nowhere, just throw the ball backwards with a left hand.
4th and 9. Again, running for his life. Mahomes got it away. Incomplete.
How did he do that?
I don't know.
Bro, he's a magician. I don't know how he does that.
Oh,
so much time.
Wasn't on Mahomes at all. You couldn't sit here and be like, hey, like Mahomes is the reason they lost that game. Like, yeah, he had a few picks, but his receivers were literally dropping fucking balls right in their hands, and he was throwing insane passes, like you guys are saying. And he had no help. There was no help anywhere.
This is very hard.
The defense got a 30-piece, so the defense got 30-piece. Tyrann Mathieu talked about the shit. He looked stupid. 30-piece on the defense, and then the offensive side, their O-line completely stunk, and the receivers didn't even show up with their hands. So it's like,
no,
he had no help at all game.
Very hard to win when you can't play the methodical game. Can't run the ball.
It's just like,
you can't really do anything short because the linebackers are stepping up. They're very fast. Devin White, unbelievable game again.
Oh, yeah.
All playoffs.
Levante David covered Travis Kelce a bunch, too. He did phenomenal.
Very good.
And, Travis Kelce had a good stat line. That's just because he's the only guy that would hang around shallow to get a dump off. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else
is just
even him. He's
that guy. They were in punt situations.
Yeah, and Travis
Kelce catch a nice little pass over the middle.
Yeah. No, it's just, their game plan was phenomenal. And like I said, those linebackers just give you so much versatility. Those guys can literally play coverage better than any linebacker I've seen. Devin White and Levante David really can cover anybody, too, in the backfield. Like, I know Travis Kelce isn't as agile as like Alvin Kamara, but Devin White was literally covering Alvin Kamara against the Saints like a couple weeks ago. Like, how do you get someone more shifty than that to cover?
That's a bad boy.
That's what I'm saying. He's a bad man. He's only like 24 years old. He's going to be an absolute stud. He'll probably end up being the highest paid linebacker in the league. I know Levante David wants that contract, but unfortunately, he's at the end of his not the end of his career, but he's moving towards the tail end of it. So I don't know if he's going to get that kind of money, but Devin White definitely will. I mean, if anything, he showed me a lot because he can do everything. He can blitz. He can play in the pass coverage. He's smart in the defense. He's a leader. He's vocal.
He can go sideline to sideline. Yeah.
That is what's, I think, the most impressive. Mm-hmm. He can just beat you to the sideline. Doesn't matter who you are.
I forget his 40 number. His 40 number was crazy. He ran like I want to say like a 4.5 something for a linebacker, which is fucking crazy. That's fast as hell.
Unreal.
You know what I mean? Like that's fast. He might even be faster. That might be like a 4.4 something, but he's really fast. He just has so much versatility. When you have a guy that can drop in coverage and also blitz like a maniac, it really helps in the middle, as you would think.
To predict that one.
Yeah, no, it's not too hard to predict that. They have 2 really great linebackers back there, and that secondary really is going to be good moving forward too. Antoine Winfield is phenomenal, and he was out in that game against the Packers, got the rest he needed, came back. But he's great. That other kid Whitehead is also pretty good. The other safety that plays with him, and then they had Sean Murphy-Bunting, who really came alive during the playoffs. He looks really good. And then what's the other guy's name? He's like they're known to be their better corner. Carlton, I think it is, or Charlton.
Carlton to Davis.
Yeah, Carlton Davis. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know why I always forget his name. He's like one of the more popular guys, but yeah, Carlton Davis. Yeah, he's also supposed to be really good. And he had kind of a little bit more of a quiet game, but overall, he's played a great year. He actually might have made the Pro Bowl too. I can't remember if he did, but I think he might have made it. Can't remember though. But yeah, overall, they killed it.
Very scary defense going forward if they keep them all together.
That's what I'm saying. They got to find a way because a lot of those guys need contracts. I know a lot of the offensive guys need contracts. I know that for sure. I know Levante David wanted to be restructured on defense, his contract. But I know AB needs to be re-signed. Godwin needs to be re-signed. Gronk needs to be re-signed. So they got a lot. Mike Evans.
I can see Gronk and AB taking pay cuts.
Yeah.
Godwin, I'm not sure
Mike
about.
Evans.
But
Mike Evans is
definitely.
He
very unselfish.
Said, hey, I'll take a pay cut to keep this team together. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's just a real team player. He's the captain, so you made an example. He's like, hey, like it shouldn't be about the money. We want to win again. So, if anything, if I had to predict what would happen there, I think Godwin's going to want a big contract, and I think that if they need to, I think he's going to be the one that they tell them to see you later. Because I just think that they're going to sign AB for cheap, and they're going to sign Gronk again for another like similar deal to what he has. Because AB didn't do enough this year to have a huge contract. So if they want to cut some contracts out from the offensive side, it would probably be Godwin if I had to guess. But he did say today, Bruce Arians said today in the parade thing today, he said that he wanted to keep Godwin as well. So who knows what will happen? But
he was saying to him and Davies, like, you guys ain't going fucking nowhere.
Yeah, ain't going nowhere either.
Everyone was a little messed up, man. You had Brady walking cockeyed.
How awesome was that? Tom Brady, Super Bowl MVP 7 times.
You don't know what's going on.
Off his walkie, off of his tequila shots.
Brady doesn't give a fuck when he tosses the fucking Super Bowl trophy over a ravine. He just doesn't care. If it fell, the thing was gone. That thing weighs I'm pretty sure the Super Bowl trophy weighs like 30 pounds, and he just tossed it. He literally tossed it over a river. If it fell, it was gone, like completely gone.
You would have seen a gator just rise up and chomp it.
So bad. They would have had to dive in for it, dude. That would have been hilarious, too. I kind of wish they dropped it. Oh, my God.
Would have had a team of divers out there.
That's right. Oh, my God, I know. Absolutely. They would have sent someone down. They would have sent someone in the scuba suit down there to get it.
No,
absolutely.
Winfield would have sent Tyreek Hill down there after his level of pettiness. He made him his bitch.
Oh,
well, if anybody deserves it.
He's wearing Mahomes' goggles. He's got the Kelsey belt.
Yeah, if anybody deserves it, it's
unreal level of pettiness, and I just loved it. Like that's like the type of chirp trash talking I miss in the old school days of sports.
Because it's like semi classy. It's not coming out and saying, "Hey, you suck" or this and that. It's just a subtle chirp. It's just like, "Hey, you were winners last year. We just took it from you. Now I'm the champion." That's what it was.
Well, it reminded me of Brady when they won the Super Bowl versus the Seahawks. He took the knee and he didn't shake Richard Sherman's hand right away. Like Sherman didn't shake his hand, and then he got up and shook his hand after. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of speculation about that. I always thought that was just Brady soaking it in for a moment that he actually won, because it was at that point that it's been 10 years since he won his third one. So that's been it was 10 years from that point on since he won that fourth one there against Seattle. I feel to me it looked like he was spaced out there, and then he didn't really notice Sherman until a second after, and he just oh hey, that's what it looked like to me. But
all I remember is that
was a wild ride.
Sherman kind of shrugged him off during a regular season game where it was almost the same thing, and then they had that zoomed out shot where Sherman just standing over him hand out, and Brady just on the ground.
It was so funny.
I don't know.
That's Sherman's game though. He loves that. He feeds off of it.
Yeah, but is there any major takeaways you guys have from the game that I didn't cover, or did we not talk about yet?
Nah, I mean I'm expecting a rematch next year. To be honest, as long as
it could definitely happen again, 100%.
Pretty much, these teams could easily just run it back. It's crazy.
Yeah,
they could. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm hoping for a better game. As a football fan, you converted me, and then the Bucs play converted me before the big game because I was rolling Chiefs since the preseason. You flirty fuck. But
it's not even that. It's just gotta support my boy. But it's not even that. I said straight up, Mike. Did I not tell you? This is no bias. This is nothing. This is just how I really feel. This team is built to win. There's not one hole in that team anywhere, from coaching all the way to offense, defense, special teams. There's not one weakness. I literally said it earlier. They were getting hot and they were going to win. And what happened? They won.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. I just, as like a football fan, I was hoping for a better game. If the tackles were actually both in, it definitely would have been a closer game. I think the Bucs still would have won, but it would have probably been like at most like a 7-point game. To be honest.
I definitely agree. That made a huge difference. That was the
offensive line.
Yeah, that was the game changer, the whole game. They couldn't block for anything, so it's like you can't block, you're not going to win. And that really goes to show you how important the O-linemen are. They don't get any love.
They're the most important position in the game.
It really is. It really
the
is.
Offense and defensive line. You can't really do much without either one.
Because Brady's career is so great and all. Like everybody, yeah, he's the GOAT, whatever. But like his career would be nothing if he didn't have good O-linemen protecting him.
He always had a good O-lineman for the majority.
He's always had a great defense as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the only time his defense didn't come to play, the Eagles hung 41 up on them.
Yeah. And Brady was
with
putting
Nick
on an
Foles.
absolute show. He had 500 plus yards and 5 touchdowns, and they literally just came down to what defense could make a stop first, and the Eagles did.
Yeah, it literally doesn't matter what you can do as long as the defense can hold it down. You can't really lose the game.
Mm-hmm. Defense does win championships, and it showed last week. Last Sunday. Yeah,
absolutely.
It showed.
It's so different than like basketball, or something like that too. I mean, obviously, like you guys know you watch basketball and football. You need like a whole team or at least majority of the team to be good in order to win. And basketball, it's almost like you can kind of have like that one superstar like athlete just kind of take over the game. And if he's hot that night, then you're not going to beat him.
See, to me, that's why like when they're like literally as soon as this game concluded, they were already saying like, okay, Brady's on the pedestal, can be the greatest athlete ever compared to Jordan. I realistically feel that he is, because I feel like it is, in my opinion, I feel like it is harder. Not that he's a better, like, skill-wise athlete. Obviously, Jordan is the superior athlete, but all-time competitor and, winner, all-time winner. He's the best winner in sports, because I think that football is harder to win a Super Bowl than it is an NBA championship, because you just build a super team in the NBA and 2 players, 3 players dominate and you win. That's what LeBron does every year, and that's how he's won all of his championships. I know Jordan didn't get that kind of help, but still, it's like I just feel like football is a full-out team game. If he's the best player ever, but realistically, if his defense didn't show up last game, they would have lost. So it's the mindset that he brings to the team that makes him the greatest, in my opinion. But
cross sports are super hard. That's like a whole. You could do like a whole different video to just get into that. Because
LeBron went to 9 out of 10 finals. That's insane.
Yeah,
and he got hurt the only year he didn't make it.
But that's just a personal thing. That's how I personally view it. I just think that NFL is a little bit tougher to win it. But that's
absolutely.
I could be a little biased. Yeah,
anything one and done like that is just
you put your one.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, I do think sometimes the best team wins in the 7-game series. Like I agree, like that, that the best team usually wins in the 7-game series. That's why the other sports do it. But I love the one and done aspect, because it actually gives the underdogs a chance to pull it off. You know what I mean? It's not like a 7-game series where it's like, hey, we're gonna win 1 here, but then they're gonna fuck us up the next 4.
Exactly. You're not seeing the 8-8 Giants beating 18-0 Patriots in a Super Bowl.
Exactly. And I feel like. I just feel like ball's a little more natural too, where it's like, you just kind of know how to play ball. Like football, there's so much preparation and like, teamwork and emphasis on certain things and hitting certain points to win games. Like football is so much planning, and there's such a mental aspect of it too, which I really appreciate when I watch the game, and you can just really see some of their game plans come to life. I don't know. That's something I really enjoy when I watch football. So it's a little different, but
the plays themselves mean so much more. You can have a bad play in basketball and shake it off, or strike out and come back. But in football, if you let a guy go 70 yards behind you and score a touchdown, you can't really get that back. That's the
game. That's pretty much the game. You gave it up on a silver platter. So it's like
that too. It's like if you screw up on offense for a play, you can go back on defense and make a play, like make up for it, like tick for tack.
Exactly.
You play one side of the ball in football, it's like you fuck up. It's like you go back out there and you got to try to do the same.
If you go back out there.
Yeah, if you go back out there.
This run by Brady is one of the most impressive runs to me in his whole career, or in any sports, like any NFL playoff run, in my opinion. He went through Heineke, who actually
put up a fight.
Heineke put up a fight and got paid today. He got paid a 2-year, I think it was like $8.5 million contract, something crazy. He got paid off 1 game, so good for him.
He's like the only QB signed right now for the football team.
I absolutely love it. He should just start for them, because they're not going to get John Watson stuff.
Cheers.
So literally, Heineke put up a really good game against him, low key. The defense didn't show up that game, but anyways, move on from that. Brady beat Breeze on the road. He beat Rodgers on the road, and then he went, to the Super Bowl and he beat Mahomes.
Technically on the road.
He beat my Green Bay
technically
Packers
on the
at
road.
home.
I mean,
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was lucky. But just the overall fact that
Stings.
he beat those three quarterbacks in one sitting, one playoff run, it's pretty unbelievable. I don't know. But
I think that's the most impressive thing that out of all of it is that he's 43. Like,
he's 43. He just went through all three of those quarterbacks. And on top of that, he's on a brand new team with the first year, new coach, new teammates, everything. He just completely revamped that team. That team went from 7-9 last year to a Super Bowl contender. And
league's fixed, Chen. I'm sorry, but it's fixed.
League gets fixed, I guess. It's either that or Brady's just an unbelievable.
They lost too much money from COVID. They needed it.
Dude, that just blows my mind. The whole thing, like you said, 43, the new team, the three quarterbacks he had to go through to get there. I don't know. It's crazy.
He walks into the building and automatically just makes everybody in the building better. He just gives everybody this sense of confidence.
And it makes me
believe
it
blows everybody
more.
up as a player and a coach and everything.
Absolutely. And it makes me believe it even more when you see the Patriots the way they are now without him.
It was like the Boston effect, too. It's like the Bruins were good, the Celtics were good, Red Sox were good, Patriots were good. Brady leaves. They start to stink. And then now the Lightning won the Cup. The Bucks just won the Super Bowl. And the Rays went to the World Series. Like,
don't even get me started with the Red Sox.
The whole city wins when Brady's around you. You know what I mean? And just like when he was here, every one of our teams was good when he was here. So it's like, I don't know. Guy got a horseshoe up his ass or something. I don't know. but he's good. He's a competitor, and
he is damn good.
Mindset of everybody around him. That's what, to me, that's what makes him the best athlete of all time, in my opinion. Just because the winning, the mentality that he brings each and every week, and that's a different.
You just expect to win.
Yeah, he's definitely considered, if not the best. He's one of the best athletes of all time. There's no question.
Absolutely.
Couple funny things to talk about. The streaker got in the end zone more than the fucking Chiefs offense.
Now, did you guys hear about that? The bet.
Yeah. I saw that.
He put 50 grand. I don't know if it's real or not, but man, I wish I was the one, man. I would have done it.
Dude, what a genius. That guy worked Vegas for 370 something K. For all he did, he ran on the field, made himself famous with a pink thong up his ass. He ran down the field, got in the end zone, scored a touchdown, and the fucking security tackled him. He walked out, paid $1,000. He walked out with a $374,000 profit. Yep. I mean, what a life.
I think he the full story, he pitched him with one of his buddies, so he had to pay his buddy off, but then he still walked away at $340K or something like that. Like he gave him 20 or 30 or some shit.
That's ridiculous.
If you told me to run onto the field with a pink dong for 300 grand, I'd be out there all day. I'd be running around. I'd be running circles.
Dude, 100 times out of 100, I'd fucking do that shit. You kidding me?
And if the only consequence was going to jail to get out with $1,000 bond, and you literally all you have to do is just pay that off, and you're golden.
Slap on the wrist.
The story's gonna circulate too. That dude's probably gonna get a bunch of ads and sponsorships. He'll probably.
I'm wondering what the casino can do.
I found his Instagram the other day, dude. I know. I was thinking about that too. I found his Instagram the other day, Mike. He's already up to 50K followers from running on the fucking field. 50K followers running on the field with a fucking ping pong up his ass. And then Vegas, that's a good point because that I don't know if that's bet tampering. I don't know, because if you bet it and then you did it yourself.
Exactly. That was my thinking.
Back. Yeah.
That was my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He could be sued or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he should have kept that really quiet.
Yeah, he should have just said, "Yeah, it was my buddy. I didn't know anything about it."
I wouldn't have aired that. I would have pocketed that shit and been like, "Hey, I don't know what happened." Screw that, dude.
Crazy.
But yeah, we touched on the game. It was a great game for the Bucks. They played their hearts out. They looked great. That team is built of winners, and there's really no holes in that team. If they can keep them together, they're going to probably go back next year. They're only going to get better, in my opinion. This is their first year with a lot of these guys meshing together for the first time. I think if they come back together, they will be very good next year as well. Probably the top one or two.
There's definitely going to be a couple teams in free agency looking to make a couple moves. I mean, I could definitely see the Bucks back there.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
Might have
and the Chiefs are going to be
Rams with Stafford.
People are kind of shitting on them too, and they shouldn't be shitting on because realistically they lost one real game all year. And, you know, it was this one, and they had that one fluky one against the Raiders. And the other one they lost was against, you know, a team that the team that fucking didn't even play Mahomes or anybody else. They sat out their starters. So the Chiefs will be back. You know, Mahomes will definitely win more, but this was Brady's.
Especially in the AFC. I mean, they got the Bills, and that's about it. Other than that.
Oh, yeah, the AFC is built to win now, too. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in the AFC.
I do like what Cleveland's doing, too.
Yeah, they are. Cleveland's awesome. As soon as they got Stefanski, all they needed was a good coach. Freddie Kitchens was a fucking moron. So now they have Stefanski. They're already coach of the year. He's
that fucking idiot cost me a weight belt, bro. I did like one of those Cardillo weight belt like giveaway things last season when the Pats played the Browns. It was like for like a sick like all black like Pat Patriot like squat, and he had like the barbell on his back. It was like squat university like Patriots. All you do is predict the score. I predicted the score, and it was like 30 seconds left in the game. They were down by, I think they were down by 13. So fucking Freddie Kitchens, they're like 30 yards from scoring a touchdown. He's like, fuck it, fourth down. Like, let's just kick a field goal. Like, we could say we lost the Patriots by only 10 points. So he fucking kicked it, hit it, and I lost the bet off of the 3 points. Well, I lost the raffle. Fucking dumb fat motherfucker. Glad that dude's flipping hamburgers.
Now he sits at home.
That's because he doesn't know how to win games, making calls like that.
Dumbass. Like, no, like, let's just go for it and try to kick the onside. Like, maybe we'll get lucky. No, I'll kick a field goal.
Yeah. Overall, it's going to be a great, next season too. I'm really excited to see what every team does in the offseason. We're going to do a separate video on free agents as well, so keep an eye out on that. We'll do a little video where we think we're going to go, like some of the big ones, big namers. Maybe some see what would fit in most team case scenarios and what they're looking for. But overall, Brady and the boys are partying. They're going hard today. They were down in Tampa, flown down the river, boys. They were having a nice day. Getting some sun, catching some rays. I mean, probably one of the only places you could have a Super Bowl parade in February, and it's fucking like 80 degrees out and sunny.
Down on the boats.
Yep. Oh, chilling on the boats, partying, popping bottles. So good for them. Partied up. Brady being drunk was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Oh, man.
He's off Belichick's chain.
Dude,
Couldn't walk.
I don't
it was
blame
the greatest thing ever.
And man, like I'm a diehard Patriots fan. I mean, Dell, you know it. It's just like, obviously Brady's my favorite player, so I support him. I'm happy the Bucs won and whatnot. But Brady really did make Belichick look pretty stupid, letting him walk. So I mean, at this point, Belichick, you got something to prove for next year, my friend. I'm really pulling for you. I want my Pats to win, but I mean, the Brady and the Bucs they're looking pretty damn good. So we got some work to do. We got a lot of holes. So
quarterback, big hole.
Quarterback is the main thing.
I thought Cam Newton was going to be much better, but
honestly,
I thought Cam was going to be much better than he was, and I felt like every time there was a big play to make, he just blew it. He would fumble or throw a pick, and they could have had a better record. I mean, they weren't going to go anywhere, but they could have easily made the playoffs if he had some clutch plays.
Yeah, put Brady on that team, we were in the playoffs.
He wins those games. Cam Newton doesn't.
That's the difference. That's the thing. That's why I believe so thoroughly in like that Brady just changes the environment for everybody around him. The Bucs are a completely different team with him. They went from a 7-9 team to a Super Bowl contender. We went from a Super Bowl contender to a fucking 7-9 team. So we literally did the opposite. So that's how you know the Brady effect is real, and it's time to believe in it.
All right, boys. I think that's good enough to wrap up. We enough Brady fanboying over here. But
listen, I still got my Rodgers. I still got my Packers, man. You know what I mean? Next year, maybe.
Aaron Rodgers jersey, dude, I really do, Dill. I know you're a Packers guy. I really do think before he retires, they will win another one.
Yeah, they got to get my man a defense.
They do. No, defense has been their big problem there all this time. So we'll save it.
A lot of heartbreak for me, man.
Oh yeah.
Whether onside kicks, giving up 40 every game.
Yeah, it's not fun.
But I have to say, that was a winnable game versus the Bucs, and we just didn't pull it out. I mean, we made too many mistakes. We turned the ball over in the second half and couldn't make it back down the field. So I mean,
the team
kudos to them for holding them with the defense.
Yeah.
They deserve to win. Clearly, they're the Super Bowl champs.
That's how you know it. At least you lost to the team that won it all. That makes you feel better.
Exactly. That's all that matters.
It would have been worse if you went there and you played the team that it's worse losing in the Super Bowl. Put it that way.
Yes. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Absolutely.
I'd rather be out in the wild card round than losing the Super Bowl. That's
I
the same
agree.
thing with like any sport. I don't care. Like, why the hell would you want to go all the way, like get all beat up and tattered just to fucking lose in the Super Bowl? Like, nobody cares whether you're in second or fucking 32nd. Like, nobody gives a shit. If you don't win, then who the fuck cares, you know?
Exactly.
But you got to
few
compete.
Patriots losses
you got to compete.
My few Patriots losses I've endured have been some of the worst days of my life in the Super Bowl. that was some heartbreaking moments. Probably cried during a few of them, to be quite honest with you.
If you ain't first, you're last, Jones. If you ain't first, you're last.
Freaking Eli Manning.
That's right. And on that point, we'll end it here. Let's pray that, Cam Newton's noodle arm won't be our quarterback next year.
Nah, if Newton's the quarterback, bro, I'm dead ass gonna become a Bills fan. I don't give a fuck. I'll get the tables though.
Bills Mafia through the
Bills
table,
Mafia, baby.
All right, guys. But hey, thanks for peeping this video. Definitely check out our new video coming out next. We'll be posting up about that as well. Free agents, off-season acquisitions, stuff like that. We'll be going over all that. But I hope you guys enjoyed.
We need some basketball in there too. Don't worry.
We'll some ball coming out. Probably some MLB stuff. We'll do a little bit of everything. But yeah, definitely make sure you like, subscribe, comment.
Link in the Chosen Sports bio. We got new merch. I gotta get myself a hoodie. I'm slacking on that myself, but they actually kind of fly. I do like them. I want to fuck around, make some new ones, but they're already on there. Go ahead and support the boys.
Box logo, baby. All right, we'll catch you guys
Well,
later.
grab them.